Hey friends on YouTube, Erica Hammond here with type 1 diabetes for over 27 years now. Today's video is going to be about bringing humor into your life with diabetes. Humor releases great chemicals in your brain. It brings your mood up. It makes you feel better. It's like a huge spoonful of medicine, and especially for us diabetics because diabetes is not fun. It just really stinks most of the time. And you have to work hard, you have to eat right, you have to be really careful. It's just a daily grind. And so humor is very important for us. So I want to share a story about one of my students because I was doing some reading tests, and I have this cute little boy come in, cutest little boy, just a little man, come in, and he read with me. And during his reading time, my pump alarmed. It does this little beep. Anyway, so he looks up at me like, where did that sound come from? And what was that? And I just could not resist. I just had to say, oh, you were not supposed to hear that. And I got really serious, and he's like, why? And I said, you can't tell anybody. It's a secret only between you and me. Nobody else in the whole world knows. You were not supposed to hear that. And he's like, what? And I said, I'm bionic. And he's like, what? His eyes get this big, and he's like, oh my gosh, for real. And so I take out my pump, and I'm like fiddling with the buttons, making it beep. So I'm like, I have to recharge right now. And I'm like, but you cannot tell anybody. Don't tell your teacher. Don't tell the principal. You can't tell anybody. It's going to be our secret. And I'm a bionic teacher, and bionic teachers still like kids to follow directions just like any other teacher. So just be quiet about it. And so he's like, oh, okay. And so as soon as he was leaving the room, I talked to him like, goodbye, in a robot voice, and he just nearly lost it. And he flies down the hall, and of course tells his teacher, tells anybody, that all of his friends. So the next morning, Mr. Miller, one of our 4th grade teachers, comes down the hall, and he peeks his head in the door and knocks on the door, and he's like, this little guy filled me in on a few things about you. And I'm like, he wasn't supposed to tell. So it was just a lot of fun. And from that day on, I was always the bionic teacher. And I think it still carries on to this day, because you get these little 1st graders and kindergartners that hear my pump alarm, and they just like think you are unreal, because they know it's not my phone. I said, this is not a phone. I have to recharge. And it's just so much fun to see the reaction on their faces. And it's so much fun to just play around with it, because it's hard to find humor with diabetes. And so take every opportunity that you can and use it and have fun with it, because we all need humor in our life. And I hope that you can find some humor in having diabetes. I hope that you can make jokes about it and not always just cry about it, because we know we do that too. So I hope this story helped you. I hope that you can bring humor into your life. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and have a great night.